What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another Stories from Creators. I'm your host, Robert, and today I'm going to be talking about football. So this year, if you guys don't know already, if you haven't been following my Odyssey streams, I've been playing football. This is my first year ever playing football. You guys know I'm 15. I'm in 8th grade currently, and this year I decided to play football. If you're wondering why I'm in 8th grade and I'm 15, I failed a grade, okay? But anyways, football season ended yesterday as I'm recording this. It ended October 24th, 2022, and we ended up winning our last game of the season. We're third place in terms of taking the zone. First place went to a all boys academy. I don't know who took first place because today they were supposed to have their game, I think. So I'm pretty sure that academy took the zone. I'm gonna be honest. That academy had 50 people on their team, an A team and a B team, and they were an all boys academy. And those guys were the size of. They were bigger than the average adult. You'll see, like they were like 5'9", 5'8", like around there. That's pretty average actually. But anyways, I joined the football team like day one. I got my physical. I initially just wanted to get my physical so I could join track in the spring. But the offensive coach said, I want you to consider playing football. And I considered it. I came to practice, the first day of practice, and I enjoyed it. So I ended up just staying on the football team since day one. My positions were, I'm on kickoff return, I'm on the wall. I'm also a wide receiver. I am a sub cornerback, so that means if like number 22, I can't say his name. If number 22 gets hurt, then I'm going to sub in for him as a cornerback on defense. I am a tight end, and I think that's it. I'm a wide receiver, tight end, sub cornerback, kickoff return, on the wall. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all my positions, pretty much. So the first game we had was against. It was a regular middle school. The first game that we ended up losing, we had some 7th graders. We're an 8th grade and 7th grade team. We had some 7th graders on our team. We ended up losing 28-0 against that team. And, I mean, we were disappointed, but I still had fun for what it was. I got to go in as a tight end a bunch of times, so that was fun. I'm reading from notes on my new guy. I like post sometimes on Newgrounds, so I'm reading notes from here. And we have two coaches. We have an offense coach and a defense coach. And our second game was against. We beat these guys. I can't say the name of who it was against, but it was against a regular middle school again. We beat these guys by 2 conversions, basically, 2-point conversions. We beat them 28-23. I think it was around there. I don't even remember, but I remember we got 4 more points than they did. And we were, like, losing badly. We were losing by 10 by the end of the second half, but we ended up making a comeback by the third and fourth half by the end of the game. And our third game was probably our worst. Actually, I will say it was our worst, because that's when we went up against the all-boys academy. Like I said, we had, at this time, at the beginning of the football season, we had about 25 people on the team. By the time I had to play the academy, we had about 20 people on our team. And by the end of the season, we've had around 17 people on our team. Now, this all-boys academy, like I said, has over 50 people on our team, an A and B team, and those guys are 5'9". Some of them are 6 feet tall. Like, these are big dudes that we had to go against. And we ended up losing to them. I don't even remember the score to that one. I think it was 0. The good thing, we lost to 0. They obviously got points. The good thing about that game was our defense coach told us that because he does these little speeches during halftime that actually gets us motivated and actually gets us to show up during the game. Our defense coach told us that we were the first team to stop that all boys academy team from scoring a single point the second half. Every team before us the academy team has scored at least 14 points on them, but we were the first team to ever stop them. So that was at least good considering we lost to them. I personally don't think no one could beat those guys. I mean, like I said, they're an all boys academy with 2 different teams. They have plenty of people on their team. Okay. What else? Our fourth game was. I think I remember it. Oh, also, okay, I wanted to talk about this, though, for that all-boys academy team. What was fun about that was the setup for that game. A day before that, we had a pep rally, and the pep rally was fun. We had the cheerleaders there, we had the band there, we had the high school band there, We had the high school dance team there. We had our dance team there, and every grade level was there. And there was all us football players, all standing side by side with the coaches, and just everyone in the bleachers in the big gym cheering for us, clapping for us. Pictures were being taken from our graphic design teacher for yearbook. So that was fun. I like the pep rally and stuff, and we got to wear our jerseys on number 24. Excuse me, sorry, my throat. But yeah, that was the setup for the game was amazing. I liked that, the pep rally and everything. That was fun. Sorry, my throat, Jesus. Now for our fourth game, I can't believe we lost that. If I'm remembering correctly, we played. Yeah, I know what team we played. We played a regular middle school again. But I can't believe we lost that fourth. Wait, yeah, it was that. Hang on. Okay, yeah, our fourth game was that game. So what ended up happening at the fourth game was, it would have been a tied game, but what ended up happening was we got 3 touchdowns, but 2 of them got called back for holding calls. So the score would have been 24-24, and we either would have gone into overtime or the game would have just ended there. Now, what ended up happening was the score was 24-8. And that was it. We lost to the dumbest team ever. That's the team that was second place and taking the zone. That's the team I was just talking about a couple of minutes ago. Alright. Yeah, I was mad during that game. Like, these guys were literally the size of kindergartners. Like, that's how tall they were. Like, barely above kindergartner size. And they were so dumb. They got a bunch of penalties. A bunch of, missed snap counts and everything. A bunch of stuff wrong during that game. And I was so mad that game. Alright, now what else? Alright, yeah, so our next game was against the team we played at the very beginning of the season, and we ended up beating them. We beat them. Let me see here. I gotta go to Instagram because I remember I posted it. I don't remember this. I don't remember the scores for these. I don't know the setup for all these yet. Alright, so our second game was 22-18, and the game where we played that first team again was 28-16. And I even said, proud of all of y'all. We proved who the better team was today. Yeah, I was really happy with that game. I got to block a lot as a tight in that game. Now, so that was the fifth game, right? I'm just talking about. Yeah, that was our fifth game. So after that game came our last game of the season. We were playing the team we played after the first team we played of the season. So the team we barely beat by 4 points, and we ended up winning by 26-8. They came very close actually in the beginning. We showed up again at the second half, but they came very close in the beginning. What was very cool was I got to run this play that the offensive coach wanted me to run. It's called a one-set tight end reverse. Basically without a right tight end reverse. So basically what's going to happen, if you don't know what a tight end is, a tight end basically is at like the very edge of the line, on the front line, on offense. And basically where I was a right tight end, so I was at the very edge of the line. And what was going to happen was our quarterback, once our center hiked the ball to our quarterback, he was going to fake it to our running back, and then he was really going to hand the ball off to me, and I was going to run to the left side and gain us some yards. But I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I only gained us 1 yard. So, I mean, it's still a yard, but I didn't gain as much as I did. That was the only time I got to run that play. I got a couple of practice when we got there to the stadium. I got a couple of practices before we got there, and not the day before because it was the weekend, but on Friday I got a couple of practices in, but I got tackled and I gained like 1 yard. That was it. I got to sub for our guy that stands on the right side of our center because he ended up hurting his finger. But after the second half, I pretty much got out. But the entire first half of that game, I got to be in it the entire time on offense. I got to be in the entire time for that entire game. That was really fun. After that, all I got in for during the second half, was just kickoff return and as a tight end like once, but that was it. But I was really happy with that game. So at the end of the game, we all got to run through the cheerleaders because the cheerleaders had their pom-poms up and cheering, and we would run through them in one line with our helmets on. And then people would be recording us, and then we did this in front of all the people at the stadium, which the stadium on our last game was very small. Like, it was very small bleachers, like smaller than a regular middle school bleachers. Like, it was a very small stadium. We did this chant where we go, this is, and then we say our school name, and when they go, row, 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 and then that's basically how we end practice. That's how we end practice and how we end every game. And we all got to say it. We all got to do it. Everyone loves it when I do it because that's how we break a huddle sometimes. So everyone loves it when I do it because when I scream like really loud, my voice like changes towards where I sound like a grandma. So I'll say, and then everyone wants me to say it because of how my voice sounds. It's so funny, but it's so mean. It's not mean, it's just funny. Everyone laughs at it. Everyone wants me to say it because of my voice, specifically for that reason. But we all got to say it at our last game. We got to meet our high school coach, which is where we'll be going. My math teacher from 7th grade came. I told him about the play I got to run. And then after I ran the play and I had to go to the sidelines because I was only in there for 1 set. I wasn't in there for 2 sets. I had to go to the sidelines for like 1 play. And my math teacher was in the bleachers and he said, "Was that the play you were talking about, Robert?" And I shook my helmet yes. And he said, "I like it." So that was fun. And then my dad was there. My mom was late. She didn't see the play, but my dad was there, and so was my uncle. So that was cool. And then, on Instagram, I got to post about it. So a bunch of my friends saw it. A bunch of my friends wished us good luck. We were all happy on the bus. We were all cheering with each other, all proud. But yeah, football was fun, man. I'm glad I joined football this year. It was very fun. I was number 24, like I said. I want to talk about this real quick. I got some minutes left. So the first game of the season, what ended up happening was I ended up getting the same jersey as number 22. So my original jersey was going to be 23 for my birthday, October 23rd. But they didn't have 23, so they gave me 22. And my jersey was the same as the other guy who's number 22. His name's Jaime. I could say his name. He doesn't care. I know I said I can't earlier, but I can. Jaime. And so Jaime is our cornerback. He's sometimes our safety. He's our kicker for kickoff, and I think he's on offense. Yeah, he's on offense too. He's somewhere on the line. So he has way more important positions than I do, and he's also a wide receiver, like me. So he has way more important positions than I do. So obviously, if he comes between me and him, the coaches are gonna pick him to play. But luckily, one of my friends was there who couldn't play. He had his jersey there and everything, but he couldn't play because he hadn't worn his helmet for more than 5 days. So I got to switch jerseys with him for that game, and that was the only reason I was able to play that game. That was so stressful, but also cool. I even think that I was like, man, you really saved my butt. Thanks for being here. But yeah, man, I'm glad. Like I said, I'm glad I joined football. Very nice. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you guys enjoyed it, did please smash like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.